thank y'all for joining us today. I'm going to start right on time because we've got a lot of things to cover, and I want to make sure we have enough time to do so. Happy January. Hope everybody had a good holiday season and, that it wasn't too stressful with assessment stuff. Always come and do a little bit after the holidays. But, I'm not going to say that we encourage you to work on it all year, because you already know that, right? Um, so I'm coming to y'all live from Thomasville, Georgia. Been here the past couple of days as part of the Georgia Downtown Association's board retreat. And for anybody new on the call, if you're not familiar with the Georgia Downtown Association, so there's us, and we are Georgia Main Street, and then there's the Georgia Downtown Association. And so we like to think of ourselves as like partners in downtown development, kind of sister organizations. We are housed under the Georgia Department of Community Affairs, and Georgia Downtown Association is its own separate nonprofit. And they work very closely with the Georgia Municipal Association, who provides staff for them through a contractual relationship. And the Georgia Downtown Association meets once a month. And we have an ex officio board member position there. And so they do an annual retreat, and we literally just are finishing that up today. I came back to the hotel from them wrapping up their board meeting, and then they're going to be touring some of Thomasville for the conference that's going to be happening here in August. So there's been lots of planning and discussion, talking and happening over the past couple of days. And I think that if you enjoyed Canton, you're really going to, enjoy Thomasville. Always trying to improve and take it to the next level. Appreciate y'all being here. Let me take a minute to introduce the team real quickly for those who are on. We have Tess Harper, our communications coordinator. We have Ellen Hill, our Main Street Training and Compliance Coordinator. I don't know if Elizabeth's on yet. I know that
she's on.
Okay. All right. I got too many people on the screen and stuff, so I can't see everybody. Oh, there she is. Okay. Oh, I like her top. That's really cute. Very cute. But Elizabeth is our historic preservation planner. Um, Ebony will be joining us a little bit later as she's coming from something else. So we are excited to be here in the new year. Also, I was looking, we got a lot of our DCA regional reps here with us today. So we've got Tracy Sanchez from Region 3. I saw Corin hop on. Heather Sharp from Region 10, Kathy Papa. I'm looking through my kind of like scrolling through my list of names a little bit. Oh, Tina Hutchinson. I'm so excited to have our DCA regional reps here. So if y'all are not familiar with your DCA regional rep, please reach out to us so we can help make a connection for you. So DCA divides the state up into 12 different regions, and in each region there is like a primary point of contact with the agency that's kind of like your jack of all trades. Like they have to be a little bit of a subject matter expert in everything. And I would also like to think of them as like partner connectors as well. So they, are kind of like your on the ground resource. If there's something going on that you're not sure where to start, I always think they're like a great place to start. Like just reach out. They're very accessible and they can help kind of point you in the right direction, whether it's internal in the agency or even external to partners, just because we've all been kind of like doing this work for so long, and we really just want to like be good connectors to different resources. So I'm glad that they're all here with us today. And again, if you're not sure who your person is, just shoot Ellen or Elizabeth or any of us an email and we can make an introduction for you. So I'm like making sure I'm kind of checking all the boxes here. I want to make sure I'm covering stuff for anybody new on the call today. Oh, thank you, Corn. Corn dropped in the chat a list of or the contact information for the regional services folks. So perfect. Thank you. Appreciate that. Anybody new that would like to introduce themselves, say hi, um, welcome, join the group. I know Ellen and Elizabeth are a little bit better at calling out people who are new on the call than I am sometimes. Um, I know I was trying to look through too and see if we had anybody new with us. I see Sarah with Madison, but Sarah's actually, I think you've been on a call with us before, right? Yep. I'm just gonna force all the people who are new to reintroduce themselves. No, no, it's fine. If we don't have any new folks on this month, that's okay. So let's see. Since I already kind of started with some GDA stuff, the Georgia Downtown Association, I'm gonna kind of continue that path just for a few minutes because I have a few announcements to make on their behalf. Typically, um, the board members are usually on here as well because they're all Main Street managers for our local communities. Emily Hopkins with Macon, Newtown Macon, is the president this year. Andy Leslie is the vice president, and they just voted Jason Ford from Hartwell in as the secretary treasurer. And then Renee Coakley, who used to be in College Park and is now working for GMA, is the staff member for GMA with the Georgia Downtown Association. So it's really nice to have um, someone who is staffing the organization who has also been in y'all's shoes, right? Who has been in the Main Street world, understands the Main Street world, and is familiar with it. And so typically I would turn it over to somebody in their organization to give us updates about them. But because I know that they're all still meeting right now, I made a list of things to cover on their behalf. So first things first, they have something called CDP, which is Certified Downtown Professionals. It is a new certification that they just rolled out in 2023 that was developed in conjunction with Georgia Power and Carl Vinson Institute of Local Government with UGA. And so it is a credentialed program. All the classes happen under the GDA UGA umbrella. Um, and there's a series of courses you can complete to get your kind of like credentials, your CDP credentials. And they are offering their next kind of like set of series of classes. It'll be March 5th and 6th in Brunswick. And they have 4 different classes that are happening. So one's preservation focused, one's event planning focused, one is finance focused, and one is BDA law focused. Again, those will be in Brunswick. The way it works is I believe it's 2 classes on the first day and then 2 classes on the second day. And so the idea is that you could stay overnight and do 2 classes back to back and kind of like knock it out. So if uh, you would like, and again, all this stuff counts towards training hours. So you as managers, if you are at the classic level or the GEMS level, you're required to get 30 hours of training annually. And this would definitely count towards that. So kind of like a win-win there. Ellen dropped into the chat a link. So if you're, interested in that, they also will have classes coming up in June. I just decided to focus on like what's right around the corner. So registration is still open for that. Second thing is that so GDA is a membership-based organization. They are 501c6, right? So they do a lot of advocacy and lobbying, but it is membership-based. And there always is a little bit of confusion because National Main Street Center is a membership organization, but Georgia Main Street is not. So it can get a little bit convoluted, right? So we at Georgia Main Street, no membership. There's no like pay to play structure. We support, you know, every city within the state. Sometimes our services may have a little bit of a fee attached, but for the most part, most of the stuff we do is just providing technical service and support at no cost. Um, However, if you are in the Georgia Main Street program and you are an accredited designated community, you have to be a member of the National Main Street Center in order to be designated. So that's where kind of like it starts getting confusing. So National Main Street has their own membership program, and then GDA has their own separate membership program. And so I know a lot of times when people are new and coming on, you start getting these renewals, and you're like, I'm not sure. They all kind of like, what do I have to do? What do I need to do? Um, GDA is optional, but the thing is, if you're going to be taking advantage of coming to the conference and some of the other things they do, I would highly encourage you to consider a membership. Um, uh, so if you have a dues renewal, just know it's time for that. The other thing that the Downtown Association does twice a year is called regional meetup. And so they do a series of these in the spring and a series of these in the fall. And what they do is they pick a handful of communities to work with. And you go to that community, you spend a few hours. So it's always kind of from like starts at 10, ends at 2, and there's a meal in there. And it's usually part sharing out, learning a little bit about, any updates from the organization, a networking meal kind of thing, and then a tour of the community. So seeing something, new, cool that's happening there. They have those coming up in April, and then one in May. And the locations for that are all throughout the state. So they will be in Millen, Carrollton, Cave Springs, Valdosta, and St. Mary's. I'm sure Ellen or somebody is probably working to throw that sign up link in the chat. They do require you to RSVP, and that's really just so they know how many people to like plan for lunch. There's no cost to attend, but it is a great opportunity to get to know other managers and kind of build your networking component and really make some friends and see other cool stuff that's happening. And then lunch is usually Dutch, so everybody's kind of on their own. So this is one of those things that this can count as training hours, absolutely. And it's also really affordable because there's no like registration cost to attend. Your costs are kind of controlled by how far you have to drive and what you order to eat. So this, can be a very affordable way to get some training credit hours, and it's just fun. Again, you can go to any of them. You can go to multiple ones. It's really up to you to decide. And figure out what works best for you in your schedule. And the dates span the entire month of April as well as into May. Are there any questions before I move off of GDA stuff and into some other things? So we've covered a lot. They've got CDP classes coming up, membership renewal, and then spring regional meetups. I think I've thrown a lot at you.
And I'm just throwing the link to the conference in the chat as well. So nothing's live yet, but if you don't know the dates yet, this has the dates and tells you a little bit about, what to expect in Thomasville.
Awesome. Thank you. Shannon, that's a great question. Are regional meetups open to DDA members too? Yes, absolutely. So you can bring, board members, Main Street board members, you can bring DDA board members, you could bring somebody from the city with you, you could bring support staff. It really is open as long as you register. So the idea is, to provide a networking event for kind of everyone and anyone. And we usually try to have somebody from our office there participate as well. So as long as our schedules allow, and we kind of like break it up. Very good question. Oh, Andrew's already jumping on to the next one. Okay, so if there's no more questions about that, I will move on to Andrew's question in the chat, which is Main Street America Conference in Birmingham. So Birmingham, Alabama will be hosting the conference, the national conference, which will be in the beginning of May. I believe it's
6th through the 8th.
Thank you. I was gonna say 7th through the 9th, but that's close. And conference registration will open next week. It'll go live on the 22nd. I believe they've already announced the hotel. I don't know if you can't reserve a room just yet, but the hotels have been announced.
The block will open on the 22nd as well.
Perfect. And they always have a special early bird rate. So, again, definitely something to take advantage of. The conference hasn't been here in the South since we hosted it in 2015. So this is, a great opportunity, if you can get to a national conference, to go to one. It is like no other Main Street training experience that you will ever have, just because the volume of educational sessions and the quality and the exhibitors. I mean, everything is really just another level up. And that's not us hating on our state conference, but it's just the resources, time, energy, money that's put into this is truly, truly the next level. And you will meet incredible resources, speakers, and people from across the country. It's really cool to see kind of like how Georgia compares to other folks. And I always am very proud. I see your hand, Elizabeth, just acknowledging you. But I'm always very proud when our folks go to stuff and they're in a session and somebody answers a question and it's like spot on and they're like, oh, you must be from Georgia, because we always have like the best of the best. We got the cream of the crop. So that's always like a very proud moment for me. And I'm actually going to be speaking at the conference. So I've got a session that was selected on disaster and emergency communication plans for Main Street managers. So I'm excited for that too. All right, Elizabeth.
I just want to say, we'll every third Thursday we'll probably remind you of this fact, but we just want to make sure that we have a really great showing from Georgia since we are so close, and it's a really great opportunity for managers, but also for board members and elected officials, especially elected officials, because there's actually a special elected official rate for the conference. I want to say it's like $100 or $150, so it's a lot less than the actual general registration. And so it's a great opportunity to invite council members, mayor, like other people in your city if you want them to get that like fuller perspective of what Main Street is. We've had people attend in the past and they're just like, wow, my eyes are opened. I now realize what like the importance, the movement this is. And so that's another thing to kind of keep in the back of your head is like, for you to attend, yes, but if there's anybody else you maybe can tote along to get that experience since it is so close, it's a really great opportunity.
And I was reminded last night by Jeffrey Fowler in Warrenton that students, people who are in school, or if you are completing, your undergraduate degree, if you're enrolled in a master's program, if you're taking, classes towards your doctorate, make sure that you're accessing their student rate. So they have a special student rate that they offer, and it's definitely not something that we think of often enough or even talk about. But if you are a manager and a student, I would absolutely encourage you to take advantage of that. It really becomes why wouldn't you do that, right? Because not everybody is in school all the time for everything. So, while you're working hard and doing double duty, earning a degree and working a full-time job, I would highly encourage you to take advantage of that student rate as well and just make it a little bit more affordable on yourself. And then I know, sorry guys, excuse me, that there is a scholarship opportunity that will be available from the Georgia Downtown Association for the conference. And also they have two different scholarship programs. One is very national conference specific that people can apply for. You must be members for these things. And I think Ellen, remind me if I'm wrong about this. For the national scholarship, you have to be a member for a couple years, right, in order to access it? Or did we change that? I can't remember.
I don't think you have to. I think you just have to be a member.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then there's something else called the Edge Scholarship, and that was named in honor of Adam Edge, who passed away in March of 2020, not from COVID, something separate. But he was always such an advocate for travel and professional development. And so the Edge Scholarship is available to anybody who is a GDA member as well. And it can be applied to things like the CDP program, the Certified Professional Development Downtown Professional classes, or the state conference, or actually any of the trainings that we're doing as well. So you can apply to use those funds both for GDA trainings and non-GDA trainings. So again, there are some great resources out there that you may not be aware of. That's a good question, Andrew. So does the scholarship qualify for the Pass Forward Conference, which would be the Historic Preservation Conference, which typically happens in the fall? So as far as I'm aware, the big scholarship is just for the Main Street Conference, but it would be a good question to bring up, to a GDA board member to ask them to consider it in the future. But I know the Edge Scholarship could apply towards that. So definitely that one. Okay, Birmingham, I think we covered everything there. Registration next week. We will make sure to like push that out. So we'll remind you if you forget. I'm looking to see. Okay.
Oh,
we Yep.
Also, one other exciting thing about Birmingham is that is when the GAMSA award winners are announced. So the Great American Main Street Award winners. We have a dog in the race. Macon has been nominated as the semifinalist this year. So that's another reason we would love to have a really, really great showing of Georgia people. So if they get chosen, we can make some noise and show our support for Macon. So yeah.
Yep. Good call. Good call. Super exciting. And so kind of pivoting from that Edge Scholarship that can be used towards training, we have a training opportunity coming up. So we have a training that we're doing in Athens, March 25th through 26th, and it is going to be strategic planning focused. Originally, we were going to be the ones kind of like teaching it, putting it on, and then we met Deb Turncott, and we met her a year ago in Boston at the national conference. And then we brought her in to do some stuff with our office, some strategic planning stuff. And to be honest, we all just fell in love with her. And she is super incredible. She's a former Main Street lady. She's taught at the national conferences before. She has spoken at the conferences. She's served on GAMSA panel review committees and stuff like that. So she's very ingrained in the Main Street world. And she lives in Florida, in Gainesville, Florida. So she's not that far from us either. And we had her come up and meet with us in December and do some work with us. And we were just all like, we just went away in love. And we were like, you know what? We've been talking about this training in March. We really just need to do a little pivot and bring her in. So that's what we're doing. So she has a company called Oriana Solutions. I think that's how it's pronounced, Oriana Solutions. And she's going to be coming and teaching our classes. So the way it's set up, it's a half day on the front end and then a full day the next day. We will be doing this in Athens at the Hotel Indigo. So the rooms, like your hotel room, will have a room block for the Indigo, but then the actual event space in the basement of the Indigo, if you've been there, it's huge, it's beautiful, it's a great, very, very cool space to be in. That's where we're actually going to be hanging out and doing our education stuff for those couple of days. But the idea is to, yes, can a DDA chair attend the strategic planning training? Absolutely. This is open to managers, staff, board members, anybody that you feel like would benefit from it. The idea from this is to help empower you and your community to feel like you can do some of this on your own. So it's a little bit train the trainer, a little bit, getting comfortable and getting to know yourself, and like kind of your strengths and how you can facilitate these conversations and these kind of like events and action items and stuff like that, but in a way that like works for you and helps you feel empowered. Um, the training is just called strategic planning training, and it's going to be March 25th through 26th in Athens. Registration is live, right, Ellen? Yep.
Yep.
So, yep, and it's already in the in the chat. Is that the keeping it real? That's
Yeah.
funny.
We changed the name
Sorry.
a little bit, but
I was
it's
gonna say sorry, y'all. I didn't see what the new name was, but that just like made me laugh. So the training is called Keeping It Real, but it's all about strategic planning. And helping to empower y'all feel comfortable to do this in your communities, on whatever level that looks like. And also, we always encourage people to do usually like some kind of visioning session once every couple of years. This could help prepare you for that as well. So the idea is, again, to help you feel empowered to facilitate conversations, to help move things along, kind of some tips and tricks, how you can learn kind of like your presentation style and lean into that and do something, that helps empower you, but also makes you feel comfortable at the same time. And she's just, I cannot say enough good things about her. She's just incredible. She gets it. And I'm just so excited to be able to introduce her to y'all. And the seats will be limited. So, we want to make sure that, we open it up to enough people, but also that we keep it a manageable size so that way we can have good interaction and dialogue and manageability. Oh, I love this. So what we're going to be learning, Elizabeth's just like popping stuff in the chat for me. Thank you. How to calibrate your mission and vision statements to maximize their planning potential, asset mapping. Oh, I love that. Evaluating needs and risks. And so a lot of times in like what we do, we call that like barriers, or your the things that you have to get done in order to be successful. So same kind of thing. Activating community voices. So like how do we engage folks? How do we get people to talk when they're really quiet? How do we make sure that all voices are being heard? Translating strategy into actionable plans. We always like see that's like a place that people get really stuck, right? Like we get an RSVP plan from Carl Vincent and it's incredible, but like how do we break down this big master plan into something that's digestible and bite-sized and that people can like, tackle like one project at a time? So that's a really big, helpful thing. Those tips and tricks of facilitation, which I think, we kind of went through a training like this maybe like a year and a half ago, and I wish we had done it sooner, just because there are so many like easy tips and tricks out there, but we don't talk about them often enough. And if you know them, it can make all the difference in the world as far as like just helping you through the process. But if you don't have them kind of in your back pocket to pull from, it can make things a little bit more challenging. So we'll be sharing some of those. And then also connecting your plan to strategic board recruitment. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. One of the things that we had talked about when we were with her in December is the being intentional about picking board members and recruiting board members to support the strategic plan, right? So when you develop a plan or have a good plan, how do we make sure that we are onboarding and recruiting board members that are going to support that, right? That we are tapping in the right people at the right time to help us take our like initiatives to the next level. And again, I think that's not something there's so much value and importance there, but it's not something that we've ever really dived into in a training. And she just had a lot of great feedback and resources that she, was able to share with us. And so again, I feel like this is just going to be such an incredible experience. It will be worth your time and your money. And there's no way you walk away from this training not feeling like a rock star and like you've definitely got some major takeaways. I will literally 100% money back guarantee. Like that's how confident I am about it. um, so super exciting. Anything else that I need to cover, Ellen, Elizabeth, Tess, about that training? Excuse me.
Heather,
Good
there's-
question, Heather.
yeah. So when you register, the room block is on your confirmation email. So you'll have that.
Good question.
Yeah.
Yeah. Heather was asking if there was a code for the block of rooms. So we got you covered, girl. We got you taken care of. Any other questions?
I have a question.
Yes.
Good morning, everyone. You mentioned having new board members. I just received all new board members a few weeks ago, and they were appointed by all councilmen.
Mhm.
And I had no say-so in it. I was just told who my new board members are.
Mhm.
So I'm working on that right now, introducing everyone and starting new. So I just wanted to know, is that standard? Do all councilmen appoint the board members, or is it different in every city?
You definitely have a unique situation,
Okay.
Ginger, and the reason why is because I know it's like insider baseball. So in a downtown development authority situation, the council does appoint the board members as long as they meet the criteria to serve. The criteria is laid out in state statutory like law. Now, your situation is unique because, and correct me if I'm wrong, but your city is set up as to where each of your council members can appoint a person to your board, correct? So
Correct.
they almost are like appointing their representative.
Correct.
That is not common.
Okay.
So typically, if it's not like a DDA situation, what we typically see is that the board would accept nominations or have an application process where people could apply to be to the board.
Mhm.
So like it's open to everybody to apply and be considered. And
Mhm.
then they, depending how many spots they have, they would look at the applications, see where the need is, and then make a recommendation to mayor and council on who should be, voted to fill that seat. But again, Main Street requires you to have a board. How you appoint them, how many, all that kind of stuff is really flexible, is the
Okay.
word for it. Um,
You've answered my question, Jessica. Thank you.
I know it's a challenge, especially when you get a whole new board, because you're in essence you are starting from scratch. Yep.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Does anybody have any good like onboarding suggestions for Ginger? Like anything that you've done really and it's been really helpful to like get new board members up to speed that y'all would like to share? Carly?
I always do a board notebook for them, and in that do a presentation that just tells about what we've done in the past 3 to 5 years, to give them that information, and then of course go over whatever the most recent work plan is so that they can start thinking about ideas. And hopefully you'll have a planning meeting with this new group so then they can talk about what they want to continue doing or add to the work plan.
That's what we're doing. I've done that too, Carly. Thank you so much. So, yeah, so now I met with Ebony yesterday for the strategic planning. So we're moving forward, but I did do that, Carly. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay.
All right. Cool. So the next big thing, y'all try not to be too excited about this because I know you're gonna absolutely love us for it. But you know how we had gotten the news from National that we had to submit all this online stuff, right? And turn in paperwork and your assessment stuff and all that. Well, we've gotten the green light from them to do it on your behalf. So unless you just are really super excited and you want to do it yourself, you don't have to touch it. We're going to do it for you. So you guys have already submitted all your stuff to us. What we're going to do is translate it into National Main Street speak and submit it on your behalf. So you don't have to touch it.
Thank you.
You don't have to.
Happy holidays, everyone.
Yeah. Happy belated Christmas. Hanukkah, New Year's, Kwanzaa, and Festivus.
I think we need to throw y'all a party after y'all are done. We're gonna give y'all a party.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
That's amazing. Thank you.
Oh my gosh.
But if you want to do it and you want to like turn in your own stuff, let me know, let me and Elizabeth know so that we
So
do
we
it
don't
for
mess
you.
with it.
Yeah.
I had just printed all that and was gonna bring it up to you guys. Like, what is this? Yay!
Yeah, we've been playing with the platform and we realized we have the capability to submit on your behalf. And so we're like, we just want to do this for you guys. We don't want to cause undue stress and hardship. And especially since you've already done all the things that we require. So we just wanted to make sure that you weren't stressed an additional level and all that type of stuff. And so when we realized that we could submit it on your behalf, like unanimous in our office, it's like we're doing it for them. We don't want to have to put this on them. You guys are doing enough great work, have enough time strapped, like we wanted, this is our gift to you.
Mm-hmm. Yep, absolutely. So, yay. You can breathe now. You can focus on other stuff. It opens you up. You don't even have to think about it anymore. And with that being said, we appreciate all the time and energy and resources that y'all have put into just doing the annual assessment, your monthly reporting, and the survey. We know that it's a lot to have it all due by January 15th. We know how much work it is. Trust me, like we've all been managers and board members before. So like we've all been in your shoes. We know it takes a lot of time, but we do appreciate it. And we're looking forward to meeting with our kind of like North Georgia coalition in the next couple of weeks to hear about all the great things that y'all are doing. And from last year, using the beta test, the new documents that we had y'all fill out this year, as part of like kind of like that transformation from national that switched to 6. Excuse me. It was really helpful when we had conversations because it really helped us kind of like look and prepare going into it on how we could kind of what I like to think of create a brainstorm with you to figure out, like how we can help you take the things that you're doing to the next level. So yeah, we appreciate y'all. And we are working right now on your cumulative impact numbers as well to get those back to you. So we've got a lot going on over here. So, but yep, take a breath. You guys are good. I'm so excited to give you all that news today.
That's why when you got the email, we're like, don't touch it. Don't worry about it.
Don't look at it. Don't make eye contact. Like just pretend it's not there.
And you will, when we fill it out on your behalf, you'll get a notification that it's been completed and reviewed and everything like that. So if you get an email like that, it doesn't require anything on your part. It's just notifying that yours has been completed on the national side.
And in that vein, kind of building off of everything that was due January 15th, the other reminder is that everybody should have turned in all their monthly reports on time. And then your December one was due by January 15th, which means you shouldn't have to touch anything until February 1st. And so we always have about a 2-week period in here where, nothing should be submitted online. We won't have the new kind of like form for 2024. I'm like, what year is it? Where are we? We won't have that up till February 1st. So, just take a couple weeks to like focus on other things. Once the new link is live and ready to go, we will let you know. So we know where to find you, we'll bug you.
And Ellen, I know Ellen's probably already done this because we talked about it, but if you know you have some delinquent reporting, We're not going to call anybody out on the call. The link on the website is dead now. So you cannot, if you click on monthly reporting, it does not go to any form. It'll just send you to a dead end. If you know you have delinquent reporting, Ellen has sent you an email or is about to send you an email that has the link for last year's reporting for you to submit that. Or if you don't know where that is, it went to your junk mail or something like that, you can email us directly and request for that link. But that is the only, but if you know you have some delinquent reporting, you have to go through us to be able to get the link for last year.
Mm-hmm. And we do that intentionally, guys, because we've had it in the past when we didn't do that. And then we get in the new system, we get people reporting the old stuff. And then you have to like do it twice because we can't necessarily put one year's into another's. And so, you know, having that intentional break really helps prevent any misreporting from happening. And the 2024 monthly reporting process will be the same as it has been. So no changes to it, same system, same questions. As always, we'll go through and put those total year end impacts together. If we see something that looks off, we will reach out to you. You know, it's a good opportunity for us to kind of look at everything and just it's almost like kicking the tires on the car. It's just like, oh yeah, everything looks good, everything seems good. If we see something, you know, that's off and reporting, you know, then we'll reach out for clarification. But you know, don't expect, you know, if you don't hear from us about it, that's a good thing. So don't worry. And Elizabeth, there's a certain folder we'll put them in Dropbox once they're ready, correct? Did we create like in the new Dropbox setup?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So in the
Georgia Main
new,
Street reports or something, right, Elizabeth?
Yeah.
yeah.
So
So once
so the folder that says Georgia Main Street Reports, that's where we put anything that comes from us. So your impact numbers will be in there and your report for this year for your annual assessment will be in there when it's ready.
Mhm. Yeah. And we will, it's not ready yet. We'll let you know when it's ready. We're still wrapping everything up. It's not ready, but when it is, we'll let y'all know. Oh my gosh. I that I'm gonna stop talking now. That's a lot. I feel like we've had so much to cover, but all good stuff. I'm tapped out. Somebody tell me something good. Somebody tell me something wonderful about the holidays or the end of the year or personal, professional. Somebody tell me something good.
I spy a new manager on the call that hopped on a little late.
Okay, who is it?
I see Megan in Douglas. She's brand new. She started January 1st, I think, right, Megan?
Oh my
Muted.
goodness.
So we're excited to have her in Douglas.
Yay. So excited. So excited. You've been here 2 weeks. You're like an expert now at this point, right?
It has been really, really crazy, like drinking from a fire hose, but Ellen has been so good to me, answering all my really dumb questions. But it's been crazy. I'm inheriting a program that's struggled, to say the least, in the past couple of years. But and to be very honest with y'all, we have $0. I'm not exaggerating, $0. But I've made like, let's see, hold on, let me do the math. I've made my first $350 in sponsorships for stuff. So I'm excited. I don't think it's wise to frame a check. It was a check and not my first dollar. It was a check. But if I could, I would.
Love it. Love it. You got nowhere to go but up, though, right? I mean, the world is your oyster at this point.
She started in the middle of assessments, and that was the first thing she had to do. So she's learned quickly what the job is.
Yep. Well, we're excited to have you, Megan. You know, and you don't just have us, but you have an entire network here. If you need anything, that's what these, you know, Third Thursday calls
I'm
are
the
for and
closest. I'll
about.
go visit.
Yeah.
Oh yes, please.
I'm the
I need
closest.
a hug
Well,
more than
okay.
anything.
Bethany's the girl for you, or the woman.
No,
Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you.
I'm like, Bethany is awesome. Y'all will just have so much fun. Oh, Yes, Tracy, we can get you a contact list of main streets for your particular region. Absolutely. And anybody, if you meet somebody or want to connect with somebody, we have everybody's contact information listed on our website and our Georgia Main Street website. So, and if you see something out of date, just let us know. We try to update that and keep it up to date as much as possible. But you know, we have emails and phone numbers there. So, if you're ever like, oh, I need to reach out to this community, or Georgia Main Street said I should follow up with this person, or you know, this community, we just want to make that easy and accessible to you guys. What else is going on? Did anybody else submit any sessions for national? Did anybody else do that? I know we've had people in the past. I'm trying to look through because not everybody's on one screen for me. Heather, how's the is it the hotel in Griffin with the elevator?
Well, we actually, I was like, we have an elevator in our office, which is a historic building. So there's got to be some way to do this. Anyway, so we actually have gotten those information. So thank y'all for all the help. And they said 18 months. So hopefully in there, I guess that was about 6 months ago. So maybe by this time next year, we'll have a boutique hotel. So, and two breweries. So we're just rocking and rolling over here. Yeah, so excited. So
awesome.
So Shannon, I'm going to throw you under the bus real quick because I know one of my favorite events in all of Main Street is coming up soon in downtown Dallas. Galentine's Day. Would you like to talk about that?
Yeah, so we are hosting our Galentine's Night Out on February 9th. It's from 4 to 8. I feel like broke the Facebook because so many people were engaged and excited. All of our Facebook accounts were just blowing up with comments, and it's probably one of the biggest shopping nights of the year that we do in Dallas. People are very excited. We've added line dancing to this one, free for the community from 6 to 8. The character drawings, our stores are getting ready to fill up with pink clothes and offer beverages and specialty drinks. So we're really excited, and the community seems very excited too.
Oh, I love it. Oh, too awesome. Anybody else?
I was so sad last year when I missed it, and I'm going to miss it again this year most likely. So I'm very sad. But when we heard about it last year, I was like, best event hands down in the Main Street world, because I'm a Parks and Rec fan. So I was just like, way to go to bring it full circle. So.
Well, you can come back in May when we do Mom's Night Out. We do it kind of 4 times a year now. It's just so successful for our retailers, so we keep bringing it back.
Love it.
Hey,
yes.
I just wanted to say Shannon inspired me at the downtown conference, and we are having our first Galentine's event February 1st in downtown Lafayette, and it's probably not going to be to the level that Shannon did, but it was so exciting hearing her speak. And it's like I came back immediately as a brand new manager. I was like, we've got to do this. And so we're doing that on the 1st. We're also starting our Love Local campaign, which is a bingo card that some of you had shared with me, and I love that. And I just want to say, in the month of like November the 14th through December, actually we went to January 2nd, we did a downtown loyalty card that was inspired by many of you on here. So I learned so much every month from you all. Even if I can't join live, I'll go back and watch it and get so many ideas. We were able to track in downtown Lafayette $131,700 on our loyalty card, and that's the first time we've done it. We had about 27 merchants that gave $25 gift cards or more, and some people that were selling like real estate wanted to invest in the merchants, so they just went and bought gift cards. We were able to give out 2 huge prize bundles of about $450 to $500, and it was just the level of excitement that our merchants had, and they were really key in pushing it. Like, I can do all the events, and I think it might have been our Jonesboro ladies at Main Street that said we can have, what was it that they like to say? We can get Is it the feet on the street? You've got to get the faces in the places. I mean, that's the thing. I'm having events trying to get them downtown. So thank y'all for all that you're doing. As someone who is very new to this role and started in August, I've been so inspired by your creativity, and it's really tapped into things that I love to do, that I always love to do as an educator, but to take it on a bigger scale. So I've learned so much from y'all all the time. So thank you. And I just wanted to shout out to those activities that I've learned from you all.
That's incredible, Wendy. I mean, I don't know if you realize how incredible all that is, but that is quite incredible.
Thank
I
you.
want to brag on Wendy too. So I was a baby manager in Lafayette and was there for about a year, and now I'm in Blairsville. But Wendy, I literally cannot sing your praises enough. I still troll Lafayette and stalk your Facebook pages and everything. I have never been so inspired. It literally almost makes me cry. You are killing it. I've never seen so much energy in that city. Like, you are creating a hub of activity. I hope you're proud of yourself because you are killing it.
Well,
Really.
it takes a team, and I have a really fantastic person with one of my DDA board members that also does our social media, and there's just a real hype, and we have such a fabulous DDA group that wants to see Lafayette succeed. So all the work that you and Elizabeth Wells have started, I'm hoping to continue with it and go forward. But again, it goes back to all the fabulous things I'm learning from all of you. So thank y'all.
Oh, love it. Congrats. Bethany, what are you sharing?
Oh, the board. Battle the board.
Yes, battle
Who's
the
gonna come
board.
and judge my charcuterie board contest?
If it's not bad weather.
If it's not bad weather. Battle of the Boards is on February the 9th.
Oh
downtown
my
Blackshear.
goodness.
So
Yeah, so tell people what Battle of the Boards is for anyone who's not familiar, because this is like one of my favorite things.
Battle of the Boards is a contest. There are two divisions. You have restaurants or professionals, and then amateurs. And we set up in our train depot, and people come in. You can buy a ticket.
And they put together like charcuterie
They
boards,
charcuterie
right?
boards. It's all tablescapes themed, everything. And so we give out beautiful prizes and beautiful cash prizes to like the most creative, the people's choice, the tastiest, and then there's like the best of boards and stuff like that. So this is the third year that we've done it, and everybody loves it, and it's just fun. I mean, it's cold outside, and they can come in and you can eat. Where can you eat for $10 and have all kinds of wine and cheese and food, and on a Friday night? It's like the perfect date night too. So we've got that coming up. But then this Saturday, I have a huge championship celebration in our park for our state championship football team. And so if you want to come to Pierce County on Saturday, come on, but it's going to be cold. So.
But there'll be so much going on that it'll warm you.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But I do need judges for our charcuterie board contest. So if it's not bad weather, Ellen.
Yeah. So if y'all are in Blackshear's neck of the woods,
You can come over from Douglas if you want. Just saying.
It'll be worth it. It'll be so much fun.
I wonder how far that is from Griffin. I love charcuterie and wine, so I will. But we have Mardi Gras mingle the next day, so that might throw a little wrench in them plans. But I would love that. That sounds amazing.
Awesome. Yay. Well, we've got a few minutes left. Oh, okay, Ellen, I see your hand. What's going on in Avondale?
I just wanted to share something that's really exciting for us it's coming on board. Our Avondale Arts Alliance kind of resurfaced last year and got new blood in the leadership. And we were able to, we had a building owned by our Downtown Development Authority that is vacant right now. So we have signed a year lease with them where they're starting a arts community center and gallery. So we're really excited was minimal. They're just paying really the electricity to us. And then we've got the space for them and gave them a grant to do the painting and electrical, what they needed for the gallery. So we're really excited to see how this partnership kind of works with us. So to get them a pilot program and launched.
Yeah.
Excited about that.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Super exciting. Anybody else got some good news to share? Tell me something good. Battle of the Boards, February 9th, and Blackshear. Oh, yes, Alicia. What's going on in Perry?
Perry has been one of the 4 communities accepted into the Economic Placemaking Collaborative through GMA.
Yay!
So we're starting that cohort for the next 2 years, hoping to bring public art and other placemaking initiatives to Perry and downtown.
Oh, you will love that. That's awesome.
Yeah, we're
That's
excited for
great.
that program. So
Yeah, absolutely. Yay. Congrats. I'm excited to see what comes out of it. There's always some great projects that come out of it, so that's really cool. Is anybody nervous about having to meet with us for assessment? You shouldn't be, but it happens. You got this, Michael. You're not nervous. You're fine.
Well, we're looking forward to any on the call. We're looking forward to seeing all of you who are presenting this year. And we love having the conversation because, as y'all know, if you've done it before, it's really a discussion. Less a presentation, more a discussion. And the presentation just kind of gives us fodder to discuss on your behalf. And so don't be scared if it is your first time or if you're a seasoned professional. We're just happy to be in the room with you and kind of get to hear all the great things you've been accomplishing. And maybe give you some resources on things that we noticed that might be able to be improved or some struggles. So we're really excited to see y'all, whoever's presenting. We extended the invitation to our regional reps, some of who are on the call. So hopefully they'll be able to come to a couple of the presentations as well to hear all the great things you're doing too. So we're really excited.
Mhm. Absolutely. All right. Well, it's 10:57. I'm gonna give you 3 minutes of your hour back, but we will stick around. The team will stick on here, and that way, if you have anything you want to talk to about us one-on-one, we can answer those questions for you. If you just want to chat, say hi. But we appreciate everything y'all are doing. Happy January, Happy New Year, and let us know what we can do. We'll see y'all next month.